I keep waiting for you to call. I'm thinking that I'm gonna need a miracle. Wasted again. I tell my friends I'm feeling like you're coming, 'cause I feel the sun.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. I hope the sound is okay. I've been trying to figure out how to do this microphone. I put it on my shirt right now. I'm going to try not to move it too much, and hopefully it will be okay. So I wanted to make this video, and this video might have to be made in like separate days because I don't really have much time to film right now, but I wanted to start and hopefully, I guess, put my story out there. And I want to start by saying that I'm not making this video for attention. I'm not making this video for you to feel sorry for me. I'm making this video to hopefully make someone else feel like they aren't alone, like I felt. And I just want to say, if you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say it at all. But obviously, anything nice is always welcome. And, you know, I thought that I was completely alone for a long time. And I told you guys that in my Christmas video that I would make a video talking about my 2025 experience, and now it is almost March and I am just now getting around to starting. So like I said, I don't have much time to film, so my outfit might change. I might look different in the next clips, but I'm going to keep it all in one video for you guys to hear about my story, I guess. So I guess we should just get right into it. So my story kind of starts January of 2025. I always get pretty sad around January, just because the Christmas decorations are down, the seasons are, you know, like the happy season is over, like it's like winter. I've always kind of struggled with seasonal depression, like a lot of people do. They get like, you know, obviously sad around like wintertime. It's cold and it's just like something I've always kind of struggled with. January 2025 was different. It felt different. I didn't want to like say anything, or honestly I didn't want to admit it either, because like I was like, it's just seasonal depression. Once it gets warm outside, once we get past January, I mean January felt so long, and like once we get past that part of the year, I'll be okay again. I'll feel better. I'll, you know, get happy again. That's what I thought. And I just kind of like pushed through. I just like kept to myself. And at the time, it wasn't even that bad yet. Little did I know it was going to get a whole lot worse. So then February hit. It was still the same feeling. I was still just sad, still winter time. It was just like, I'm pushing through. I'm just trying to make it through. You know, I had a best friend, not my best friend now. My best friend that I'm talking about now, we're still good. Everything is great with us. But my ex-best friend, she stopped talking to me just like randomly December of 2024. We had been fighting for like 2 years straight before that. Like it was just, we weren't on good terms really, but she stopped talking to me randomly December of 2024. And so coming back in 2025, like after Christmas break and stuff, and not having her was pretty hard for me. So that kind of did factor into, I forgot to mention that. So then March hit. It was my birthday. My birthday is March 6th, for those of you who don't know. It's actually coming up, but my birthday week, I was feeling so much better. We had a couple warm days, I think. Like I was feeling better because I was just like happy, excited. It's my birthday, you know, and I pretty much convinced myself I was healed magically. You know, I was like, seasonal depression is over. Like, screw that. Like, I'm all better, you know? Well, that wasn't the case. So pretty much after my birthday, like this was me January, February. Birthday week, I was probably like here. And then after that, it was like that, like just straight down to the ground. Like I think so. April, I think, was actually when I finally admitted it to myself. I told my best friend, I just like kind of admitted that this is more than seasonal depression. This is stronger. This is worse. I've always been somebody who struggles with anxiety too, really bad. But it was like really, really bad. I was constantly anxious. I was like crying like all the time. And I've always been an emotional person. I've always cried like all the time. But this was like next level. Like I was crying for no reason. Like I couldn't figure out why. I would like cry myself to sleep every single night. And I'd wake up every morning just exhausted. Every day felt draining. So then I kind of just pushed through April, May. Like I was kind of just like trying to make it through, thinking that summer was going to heal me. I've always been somebody who like loves summer. Summer's always made me so happy. School's out, it's warm out, we're swimming, we're at the beach, all of that always made me happy. So I was like, once summer hits, I'm going to be magically healed, everything's going to be great, we're going straight back to normal, and it's going to be the best summer of my entire life. It wasn't, spoiler alert. I kind of jinxed myself there. And so summer hit. Also, my best friend graduated high school, so I was also kind of struggling with the idea of like, when school's back in, I'm not going to have her. I don't know what I'm going to do without her. I don't really have any other friends, But I kind of just pushed through. Summer hit. It's June. That was about the first week of June. I was okay that week. I was actually doing really well, and I was like, I was right all along. Like, I'm magically healed, just like I thought I would be. I'm happy. It is summer. I'm in the pool. I'm tanning. Like, it is so warm out. Like, everything is perfect and great, and it wasn't. It was pretty much just like a high that I was riding on. It was like adrenaline almost. Like, I was like pumped up. It's summer. Then the second week of summer hit. And that's when I really took a turn. Sorry, this is hard to talk about. One day I got upset about something. I don't even remember what it was. I was really upset. And I came to my room, like I always do when I'm upset. And I was sitting on my floor and I was crying a lot. And I just I couldn't breathe. I was basically just like hyperventilating. I was struggling to get air, and my chest was tight, and I was shaking really, really bad. And so I was trying to calm down. I was trying to stop myself from crying, but I couldn't. I just was like crying more because I was also freaking out because I didn't know what was happening. And I don't know whether you would consider that to be a panic attack or an anxiety attack. I don't know, because I've never been medically diagnosed with anything. I've also never told anyone, actually. I've never told my family. So this video is going to be interesting to put out. But anyway, don't know if what you would consider that. But that was the first one. When I finally got out of it, I was really scared, because that's when I knew that it was worse than I thought, I guess. And all throughout the first half of the year, I kind of was like, I don't want anyone to know. I need to hide it. I need to hold it in, put on a smile, But at this point, I was like, I'm at home right now, all summer long. Summer just began. I'm going to be home with my family this whole time. And I don't really want to hide it anymore, because it's hard. It's hard to hide it. Anyone who's been in that situation knows it's hard to hold it in. But I also didn't want to come outright and tell anyone. So I was kind of just like, I'm just gonna be how I am, and obviously someone's gonna notice, because it was that bad. Unfortunately, I spent the entire summer miserable. No one ever noticed, and I kind of beat myself up about it, because I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, how does no one see all the life was gone out of me? And I just didn't know. I didn't know what to think about that, because I thought my family was close and stuff. I thought we're the type of people that we notice when things change in somebody, but no one noticed. And I also got to the point where I convinced myself that they did notice, and they didn't care enough to do anything about it. That they didn't really want me to get better, to get the help that I needed. So that was really bad. But like I said, summer's my favorite season. So I was kind of to the point where I didn't even want to go outside. I didn't want to go swimming, and that's my favorite things to do. So that's kind of when I knew that I needed more than what I had. So I've run out of time for filming for today. So I will be back in the next clip to continue my story. But you'll see it in just a few seconds. So I'll be back later. Hi, it's the next day, and I am going to jump right back into the story. I found a little bit more time to film. Hopefully I can get it all done today. If not, I will probably finish tomorrow. But we're going to continue the story. So I left off where it was summertime, and I knew that something was wrong, because summer is my favorite season, and usually I'm the one that's always in the pool. I'm always outside. I love warm weather. I love swimming. But it kind of got to a point where I didn't want to go outside, because it felt like a chore. It felt like a chore to get up off the couch. It felt like a chore to go put a bathing suit on. It felt like a chore to get in the pool. And it shouldn't feel like a chore. And I knew then that I wasn't okay. And I hadn't been okay for a long time. And the truth is, I really did think I was just going to magically get better. And that's just not how it works. So I would pray. I started praying a lot. I was begging God to just tell me what I was supposed to do, tell me why he was doing this to me. And I know it's all for a reason. He wasn't trying to punish me. I just, in the moment, it's like, why? Why are you doing this to me? And I would beg him to tell my family to notice that I wasn't okay. And, they never did. And that kind of took a toll on me. Because to this day, I still wonder, did they notice and they just didn't want to say anything, Even though, naturally, I want to believe that if they noticed, they would say something, they would do something. Because, they would want me to be better, but I don't know. Guess we'll find out one day. Maybe we'll never know. I don't know. So anyway, July was the same thing. It was just trying to push through, struggling. We also ended up getting a puppy at the end of June, and I spent a lot of time with her. I love her so much, and at the time, she honestly helped me through a lot of it. But still, I was really bad off, and I don't know. I kind of just blocked out a lot that happened in 2025. I feel like I'm missing a lot of details, just because they say when you go through something traumatic, your brain kind of wipes itself, and I feel like that's kind of the way it is. I actually don't remember much. I only remember the big important details. I did end up having a few more of those panic attack, anxiety attack things throughout the summer. I don't know how many exactly. I just remember it was multiple. Some were worse than others. So August comes around. We go on a family vacation, and it's at this point I was actually starting to feel better, and I was like, half of me was like, yes, I'm feeling better. I knew I would get better. The other half of me was like, now summer's almost over, and I missed out on all this summer because the whole time I wasn't okay. And I was doing better until the end of August. I don't want to cry. My grandparents had this dog. Oh my gosh, I'm actually gonna cry. I don't want to mess up my makeup. My grandparents had this dog pretty much my whole life. I don't remember my life before they had her. I was 4 or 5 when they got her. So they let me name her. She was a hunting dog, but they let me name her, and I named her Rosetta. I don't know if you guys saw my short that I posted about it, but I named her Rosetta after my favorite fairy from Tinkerbell. We never actually called her Rosetta though, even though that was technically her full name. She was always just Rose, or Rosie, whatever. And she was my best friend. I looked forward to going to my grandparents. Sorry. I always knew that she would be there. Late 2024 was kind of rough for a few reasons. I won't really share a lot about that, but we almost lost her in late 2024. She wasn't doing well at all. She had stopped eating, lost so much weight. You could see all the bones in her body, and she was old. But I thought I was going to lose her then, and I didn't. I just remember going there before I went to a volleyball game at my school to see her, because I didn't know if I was gonna get to see her again, in case she died. So I went there just to see her. Pretty much my biggest fear, I told my mom, was that she was gonna die, and I wasn't gonna get to say goodbye. So she took me there to see her, to say goodbye. And I just remember hugging her, and I whispered in her ear, and I told her, I said, you have to get better, because I need you, and I love you, and I need you to hang on for me. And she did. That was in October, I think, 2024. And I just remember I was so relieved. She got so much better, started eating again. And I think that I really do believe she held on for me, because I told her that I needed her. So pretty much the whole year after that was me. Every time I would go there, I would make sure that I saw her and I pet her. I told her I loved her, because she, like, she was better, but like she still struggled through the whole thing, and she had been struggling for a while, but she was doing so much better to the point where I didn't think that I was going to lose her. I thought we still had a couple more years. And that just wasn't the case. It was the end of July. We went there for my papa's birthday. That was the last time I saw her. And for some reason, I didn't pet her like I usually did, or tell her I loved her like I usually did. I would always do that ever since we almost lost her in 2024. I always did that because I was always afraid that I wouldn't get to. But for some reason, that day, I didn't. But also, she was doing so much better to the point where I didn't think that I would lose her. And I knew we'd probably see her again sometime. But like I said, end of August, sorry. Unfortunately, she did pass away. And I beat myself up about it really, really bad because I didn't tell her goodbye. That was like my first thought was the last time I saw her, I didn't tell her goodbye. I didn't tell her I loved her. I didn't get to pet her. And I beat myself up about it because it's like, why didn't you pet her? Why didn't you tell her you loved her like you always did? And I went in my room and I started praying and begging God just to let her know that I loved her and that she was everything to me. And to this day, I don't talk about it because when I do, I end up like this. Still really haven't wrapped my mind around it. Even though it's been, I don't know how many months it's been, but sometimes I randomly lay in bed and think about her, and then I just end up bawling my eyes out because I miss her so much. I mean, she was literally there for me for my whole life, and I really did think that I had more time with her. I truly believe that. But I also truly believe that she did hold on for me. She held on longer when I asked her to. And, I know that she knows that I love her, but it's still hard, Anyway, I didn't want to spend too much time on that, but that was pretty much a big turning point in my journey. Was I thought I was doing better, then that happened, and people didn't really check on me. My family knew how much that she meant to me, and after the first day, the initial shock, they didn't ask about it ever again. And that's kind of when I told myself that I couldn't rely on them to take care of me because, this whole journey, they didn't. I let myself be upset about Rose for a long time. And then one day I was just like, I can't think about her. I told myself I wanted to think about her, talk about her, pray about her all the time. But it was making me miserable because I get like this every single time. It doesn't get easier. I go to my grandma's house like once a week now, and every time I'm there, I just think about her, and I'm so used to her being there that it just doesn't feel right for her to not be there. So I kind of just told myself I kind of need to forget about it. And I know that's like terrible, but it's what I had to do to make myself better. And I did start getting better. Once school started, I was worried that it was going to get really bad again, and it didn't. Thankfully, it was still pretty bad, but it didn't get worse. I was doing okay. One day in like October or September, something like that, I ended up having another anxiety attack or whatever you want to call it. And that was my last one so far. Hopefully I don't have any more. But I kind of told myself that I needed to pick myself up. I needed to get better, and no one was going to help me get better, and I had to do it myself. So I started doing a lot better, actually. But as the new year rolled around, I got really worried that with the new year starting January, that the seasonal depression, the depression was going to take back over. It was going to destroy my life all over again, and I was terrified of that. So now I've been praying a lot. I try to pray every single day. I was really bad about it before, but now I'm trying. I've been working out consistently, which is something that I've always struggled with, but I know that a lot of people say it helps with their mental health. So I've been doing that. And I've just been like trying to focus on the good every single day and just remind myself of all the people I have around me. I've just been trying to live my life and not let the depression take over. I still have really, really bad anxiety. I don't think that's going to get any better. Honestly, it's really bad. It kind of takes over a lot of the time, but I mean, I just do what I can do. Lastly, I just want to say that you are not alone. I had my best friend. She was pretty much the only person I had that knew everything, and having her was amazing. I, to this day, have not told my family or literally anyone else besides my best friend. So if they watch this video, this is how they're going to find out, because I don't plan on telling them beforehand. But I just wanted to say that I am doing so much better right now. You know, I just like, I don't think I'm ever going to be back to the way I was in 2024 or before that. You know, I'm never going to be back to that super happy, carefree person that I was. Because, of course, everyone has bad days. I still have some really bad days. There's a lot of times where, like, I can feel the anxiety, like, building up. I can feel, like, another anxiety attack is, like, coming on. But I've learned ways to cope. I've learned ways to kind of help with that. Just, like, focusing on controlling my breathing. Like, breathe in for 4, hold, breathe out for 4, hold, you know, like, just like controlled breathing. I don't know if this is actually like medically something that's supposed to help you, but something that helps me is like tapping things. A lot of times I'll like tap my chest just like this, or like my face, or like literally anything. I don't know why that helps, but it does. I think it just like, it distracts my brain if I'm like tapping my chest or my shoulder. Like it distracts me from thinking about whatever it is that's freaking me out. I mean, it's happened already in 2026 where a couple times where I've already had to control myself. But, you know, whatever helps is good. And I just continue to pray and take it one day at a time and hopefully live the best life I can. Obviously, once it happens, I feel like it's something you struggle with the rest of your life. Like I said, I don't really remember much of 2025 because I kind of blocked it out. I'm probably going to struggle with this for the rest of my life, but I'm just going to focus on the good days. And that's something that I advise all of you to do, is focus on the good and the good days and the good parts of your life. If you're struggling right now, my best advice is to just tell someone. So hopefully you can get the help that I didn't get, because I probably would have been healed a lot faster. Obviously no one ever is like fully healed, I feel like, but you know, I would have gotten better a lot faster if I did have the help that I needed, but I didn't, because I didn't tell anyone. And I know it's hard to tell people, trust me. My best friend is the one who told me I need to tell someone, and I didn't because I didn't want to tell anyone. I didn't want to feel like a burden. You know, my family has other stuff to worry about. I have 2 sisters. You know, my parents are constantly worried about them, about everything about them. You know, that just comes with being the oldest child, especially the oldest daughter in the family. I have to like carry a lot, and I know it's like cliche, and I know it sounds like I'm complaining. I really do love my life. Like, I love most parts of my life, but something I've always been recently struggling with is the fact that I am the oldest. You know, they expect me to be okay. They expect me to be strong all the time. They expect me to take care of myself and others. You know, I've always been somebody that took care of myself. I rarely asked for help because my sisters always needed help, and I wouldn't take the attention away from that because I was always able to handle myself. And, you know, when it got to a point where I couldn't handle it, I just held it in and pushed through until I got better. And, you know, that wasn't the healthy way to do it, but I did it, and I'm here. And there were times I wished I wasn't here. I just want to clarify that I never ever thought about like doing anything to make me not be here, but I did things like pray to God that I wouldn't wake up, or just like hope that I wouldn't wake up, or just like wish to not be here at all. Like, I would pray to God and ask him to like go back in time and just make it to where I was never here, because like I didn't want to be here, you know. And I know I'm not the only one who struggles with this, which is exactly why I'm making this video, because I know there are a lot of people out there that could maybe use this. Maybe this is the video that can help one person. If that is all that this video does, is help one person get the help that they need, then that is exactly what I'm trying to do. And I again want to say I was never medically diagnosed with anything. I never had a professional diagnose me or, do anything like that. But it was very clear that something was not right. And yeah, I feel like this is kind of a longer video. I didn't really want it to be a super long video, but I mean, there's a lot to unpack when it comes to mental health. And, you know, every day is different, and every step I take, I just brace myself for whatever's to come. I truly hope that you all are doing well. I hope that you're not struggling, because it's not something that I want anyone to go through. Trust me, like me going through it, I would not wish that on my worst enemy. I would not wish anyone to go through that, especially alone like I did. And I don't know, I just feel like I keep rambling on, just adding more to the story and adding more, but I'm just trying to get my point across, especially to the right people. I really hope this doesn't reach the wrong people. I don't want the people to think that I am, oh, she's doing this for attention. She's talking about her mental health because she just wants people to feel bad for her. That is not at all what I'm trying to do. And I know I said that at the beginning of the video, but I want to say it again, that I am not here for your pity. I'm not here for you to feel bad for me. I'm doing good now. I am. And I don't want this video to become like my popular video and she got famous because she was begging for attention. I was not begging for attention. Okay? Right now, I am begging the people who need it to go get help, because that is exactly what I should have done. And I didn't. Thankfully, in my case, it worked out good to where I managed to get better on my own, and I'm still here. But unfortunately, in a lot of cases, that's not the way it ends. I just think that if you need help, just tell someone, no matter how big or small. If you think that your burdens are small, they aren't big enough to ask for help, then think again, because I need you to really think to yourself, like, what is going on? If you don't feel like yourself, that is a big enough problem to ask for help. So I need to shut up now. I need to stop talking, because I just keep going on and on. I honestly could sit here forever and just keep talking, but I guess I should close out the video. So I thank you for watching. If you stayed the whole time, I truly, truly appreciate it. If you want to leave some kind words in the comments, not just for me, but for anyone, that is very welcome. If you want to leave not so kind comments in the comment section, I don't recommend doing that. If there's anything that I find to be too mean or rude, not just to me, but to anyone, I will be deleting your comment, because this is not a place or the time for rude comments. I take mean comments on any other video. Most of the time I take them, because to me, it's like, you're a random person, you don't know what you're talking about. But in this video, I'm not taking that, because this is a real life situation. This is something I actually struggled with. This is not something I'm making up. This is exactly how it happened. This is my story. This is my mental health journey. And my mental health journey will continue for the rest of my life. But the worst part of my mental health journey so far is this. And I just wanted to put it out there to reach the right people, to help the right people. And I truly hope that is what is going to happen when I post this. So I just thank you so much for watching. I feel weird saying I hope you enjoyed, because this wasn't really something you were supposed to enjoy, but I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope this helped you. I hope maybe this is your sign to go do what you need to do to get yourself better, because we deserve to be happy. We deserve to be better. We deserve to get the help that we need. So thank you. And I love all of you. And whether you believe it or not, Jesus loves all of you, and he is here to take care of you. So just say the prayer. Ask him for help, because he also will help. And I guess that's all. Kind of a sad way to end the video, I guess, but I mean, I'm here, and that is the biggest win. 2025 me did not think I would be here right now, but here I am, making a video about everything I went through. I never thought I would get to that point, but I felt like I needed to. I felt like I was being pulled to, so here it is. That's my story. So please just make sure you like and subscribe. Like I said, leave a nice comment. You can follow me on Instagram if you want. And yeah, I guess that's all. So I love you guys so much, truly. So you can stick around and see how my journey continues. Hopefully it's only good from here on out, but you can still stick around. Okay, I guess that's all. Bye.